Hello, and thank you for joining us in our podcast called The Growth Journey. This is the place where you will start your personal growth and development. I'm glad you're here. I'm your host, Sheryl. Have you ever heard a phrase that says, attitude is everything? It sounds very generic to me. Well, how about we expand a little bit more and have a better understanding what attitude is about? So let's say I go on into one of those talent shows such as the American Idol. If the attitude is everything and that's what I got, that's what I have, and I start singing to the front of the judges in a wild televised around the world. If I only have attitude and it is everything, they will be impressed, right? And I will get an standing ovation and I will win and get the title of American Idol. Well, that's a wishful thinking. Attitude is not everything, but it is one thing that can make a difference in your life. So businessman, philanthropist Clement Stone stated that there is little difference in people, but the little difference make a big difference. The little difference is attitude. The big difference is whether it is positive or negative. So what is attitude anyway? My mentor John C. Maxwell have said that attitude as an inward feeling expressed by outward behavior. People always project on the outside what they feel on the inside. Some people try to mask their attitude, and they can fool others for a while. But that cover-up doesn't last long. Attitude always wiggles its way out. In one of John's book called The Difference Maker, it says about attitude, and it's this. Attitude, its root in inward, but its fruit is outward. It is your best friend or worst enemy. It is more honest and consistent about you than your words. It is your outward look based on your past experiences. It is what draws people to you or repels them to you. It is never content until it expresses. You're probably wondering where did we get our attitude from, right? Also, maybe you're wondering if you and I will be stuck with our current attitude in our entire life. So where did you and I get the attitude from? Number one, it's personality, who you are. It is said that your personality type impact your attitude. Number two, environment. What's around you? The environment where you are exposed to growing up will impact your attitude. Although even if your environment growing up doesn't define what your attitude will be like when you are adult or when you grow up, your attitude can change for the better. Or if you are stay the same or have a similar attitude to those around you. It is a choice. Attitude is a choice. Number three, self-image. How you see yourself. Have you seen yourself and your self-image have a great impact on your attitude? Remember how attitude is the roots inward, but its fruit is outward? Well, self-image is the inward, and how we view ourselves inside, and it reflects in how we view or project in the outside. So this is what people see on the outside, what you're projecting, what is inside of you that you project in the outer world. Number four, your exposure to a new experience. If you are exposed to a new experience at all time, this will shape your attitude towards it. To the new experiences and growth, you are welcoming it. The new experiences come your way in your growth. On the other hand, if you have not exposed to any of this, any new things, any new opportunities or experience, any learning, and have not taken outside of your comfort zone, it may take a while to cultivate it, especially on the attitude towards personal growth and development. So if this is your first time listening to similar to this or something like this in a personal growth and development, you are already taking on your first step out on your comfort zone, because you're probably not used to listening to this type of environment or some type of teaching that we are talking here. But I'm glad that you did. I'm glad you did that. You take on the first step to do it. So you are doing great right now. So if this is your first time, and the next time around, you will want to continue on to grow. And you will take on more lessons and courses like this. Trust me, I know. As soon as I start listening or reading books about personal development or self-help that they called, I continue on. I keep pursuing it. I keep looking for it. It's like I'm craving for it. It's like chocolate. I like chocolate, and when I took the bite, I want to get it more. So that's how it is. That's how it works. So once you exposure to something good, you want to keep it going and doing things you have never done before. That in itself is a growth journey, which is fascinating. So number 5, beliefs. What you think. Here is what my mentor John have said. Every thought you have shapes your life. What you think about your neighbor is your attitude towards him or her. The way you think about your job is your attitude towards work. Your thoughts concerning your spouse, the people on the highway during rush hour, when we get upset, get that attitude going, flowing to you. And the government creates your attitude towards each of those subjects. If you like politics and things like that, that creates also the attitude towards it, either good or bad, or positive or negative. The sum of all your thoughts compromises your overall attitude. So I said, attitude is a choice of what we do. So here's the truth. Most people want to change the world to improve their lives. But truthfully, the world they need to change first is the one inside themselves. That is a choice. There's another one. You cannot disconnect attitude from reality and expect success. So let's say I am the hiring manager. There are 2 candidates who apply for the same job. The first candidate has a great skills and talents and experience. The downside is, he has an okay attitude. The second candidate has a great attitude in every aspect of his or her life. But the downside is there's no experience whatsoever. So who do you think I would choose to fill in the position? Well, if your answer is the second applicant, you are correct. Despite of lack of experience, I knew we will provide training on this person. Once he or she is trained, in due time, he or she will get the experience that she need. And because this person has a great attitude, he or she will go very far. Attitude is a difference maker and will fill in that gap. So what's the benefits of our positive attitude and what it can do for us? What it can do for us is this, an important one. It will make a big difference how you approach to life. If your attitude on how you approach your situation in life, when you are in a situation where no matter how hard you tried for some reason, you still didn't get the result that you wanted, in a situation like this, it takes persistence and the right attitude to switch your thoughts and to keep going. Do you look at them as the obstacle, or do you view them as an opportunity to learn or to improve? And how do you approach your challenges that you are facing every day is based on the attitude towards it. Here's a quote from Maya Angelou. If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, then change your attitude. Richard Bach have said, sooner or later, those who win are those who think they can. Again, it's an attitude. Benjamin Disraeli stated, nurture your mind with great thoughts, for you will never go any higher than you think. So whatever you fill your mind, it becomes your thoughts, then your attitude for your own growth. Speaking of your mind and what you are filling in your thoughts, so be very careful hanging around with people who are either whiners or complainers and has a negative attitude. In fact, I have hung around with those people before. I didn't know at that the first time who they really are until I get to know them. And I have spent time with them, and there's no fruitful conversation coming out of it and nothing that I can learn from it. And listening to them whining, complaining, and worst of all, bashing people and gossiping others with no good intentions and whatsoever. It truly is a waste of my time, and I will never, those time that I spent hanging around with those people before, those time I won't be able to get it back. In fact, if you stick around longer, they will suck life out of you if you're not careful. You probably will go along with them, which is not good. Though we do complain sometimes, of course, we are human and we are emotional being. But every day, in every situation that comes with it, that's a bit too much, don't you think? And no solutions that comes with it or talk about the ways to improve or something to learn. Well, it reminds me of what Mahatma Gandhi that said, keep your values positive because your values becomes your destiny. If you like to complain a lot and whine, this will be the destiny of your future that we're trying to create. It is who you are that who you attract. So change your environment, who you hang around with, and feed your mind with good thoughts, and it will change your attitude towards it. As John have said, attitude are nothing more than habits of thought. So if attitude is everything, well, then pick a good one. So how do we get into the right track of a positive attitude if we were in a negative one? So here we go. So number 1, take responsibility of your own attitude. No one else is making a choice on how your attitude will be towards others or in any given situation except you. You are in control of it. Our attitudes don't come from our situation or personal history. Attitude does not come from outside ourselves. It comes from within. Number 2, observe or check or evaluate your present attitude. Depending on your self-awareness of your own attitude, it may be difficult if you are not aware of it, and it will take some time, but evaluate it anyway. So first, identify the problem feelings about yourself. So this is how you evaluate it. So identify the problem feelings about yourself. There are times our attitude towards ourselves is what detects the attitude. It has been said that our feelings come into play long before we become consciously aware of them intellectually. The second one is identify problem feelings related to others. There are times our attitude issues are related to other people. So identify what causes it and why you have these issues to others. Write those down to find the issues and then work on how to resolve them and or improve them. The third is identify the problem thinking. Our actions and emotions are the sum of our thoughts. Identify what negative thoughts comes to your mind. Is it based on your previous experience? So write those down and the answer and identify them so you can make corrections early on. So I hope you have learned something today about attitude, from where we got the attitude from and what influences us to get them, and to the benefits of it on how we approach our life when we have that positive attitude, and how we can get to the right track if we fall short that needs an improvement in our attitude. So if you're looking into this, it truly is the difference maker. So if you find this lesson valuable, and feel free to share this episode or the podcast itself to anyone you know so they too can learn from it. And feel free to send comments and send feedback or suggestions on what topic you would like to hear in our future episode. My email address is sheryl@sheryliheart.com. Feel free to send me a short note, and I would like to hear from you as well and see how things are going from the past weeks and what had helped you to your own personal growth and development. You can also check out our website at www.sheryliheart.com, and depending on when you are listening to this episode, feel free to sign up so you will be included in our email list. We will let you know as soon as the course is available. So before I sign off, I would like you to always remember this. If you don't invest in your own personal growth, no one will. Take care and be well.